Right now, we want to update you on some news happening at 6:30. Right now, more than 27,000 people have been evacuated from their homes in Southern California as wildfires have spread over 48 square miles. More than 150 structures in several towns are scorched. No word on any injuries just yet. And you will not be seeing Russia competing in the Winter Olympics in February. The country has been banned from the games in Pyeongchang after a doping scandal at the 2014 games. Some athletes will be allowed to compete without any Russian symbols on their uniforms. However, the president of Russia has previously said that would be humiliating. And today, the Supreme Court is arguing one of the most anticipated cases of the session. Can someone refuse service to a same-sex couple? Some say it's discrimination. Others say it forces people to act against their religious beliefs. We'll let you know what the court decides. And Congressman John Conyers is retiring. He's also facing multiple allegations of sexual misconduct. He has denied those allegations, but we'll have much more on this topic coming up in just a few minutes. New video we want to share with you just into our newsroom. This is damage from a tornado in Missouri. It happened last night as storms ripped through Randolph County. That is north of Columbia. Winds hit up to 100 miles per hour last night. The tornado's path was about 11 miles long and 30 yards wide. At least one person was hurt. Gary, how common are tornadoes in December? I feel like we don't talk about that too terribly often.
I'm trying to get this shot.
Gary?
I don't know. There we go. Randolph County is very interesting. It was a small tornado.
Right.
And in analyzing the data, it was that line of thunderstorms that came through yesterday. So that produced the tornado, some hail. Fortunately, no fatalities, but my goodness, a December tornado in Missouri. So we did have one yesterday in northern Missouri. All right, let's see what's going on weather-wise tonight. We take a look at our shot here from the plaza. You can see the American Century Investment Skyview. Beautiful picture of the plaza lights. Current temperature is now 39 degrees, so we're not going to have any tornadoes for a while with these temperatures. And you can tweet your pictures to me at @GLezak. This is one of the favorites that came in yesterday. Look at this shot. It comes in from E-Robs. Pretty impressive combo. The plaza lights and the supermoon. Beautiful. Is that gorgeous? Oh my goodness. Now what lies ahead for our weather? I've got this new data and I've got the forecast coming up.
Gary, thank you. Right now, KCK police are trying to figure out how a person died near I-70 and North 78th Street. The person was found just minutes from the Legends area, and police say that workers at the American Motel were clearing out brush when they located the body, and that is when they called police. And right now, just south of St. Louis, a man is dead and an officer is in the hospital. Officials say the officer was taking a burglary suspect to the police station when the suspect shot the officer while inside of the police SUV. The sheriff's department says the suspect shot himself. New developments tonight after John Conyers announced he is stepping down from Congress. He now wants his son to continue his work. Edward Lawrence has the details.
Representative John Conyers, the longest-serving member of the U.S. House, becomes the first congressman to step aside during this latest wave of sexual misconduct allegations in Washington. He made the announcement on a Detroit radio show.
I am retiring today, and I want everyone to know how much I appreciate the support.
Elected 53 years ago, he was a co-sponsor of the landmark 1965 Voting Rights Act and a co-founder of the Congressional Black Caucus. But in recent weeks, his reputation tarnished as several women accused him of sexual harassment.
Whatever they are not accurate or they're not true.
His supporters now want Congress to name all the lawmakers who settled cases with taxpayer money.
The rest of the congressional delegation that has settled these kinds of lawsuits, they need to go also.
Including Republican Blake Farenthold from Texas, who settled a complaint for $84,000 of taxpayer money, which he now promises to pay back. Nevada Democrat Ruben Kihuen faces his own sexual harassment claim, which he denies. Senator Al Franken says he will not resign, facing allegations from multiple women. Leaving behind the seat he's held for 5 decades, Congressman Conyers is endorsing his son, John Conyers III, to take his place. Congressman Conyers' seat will remain vacant until Michigan's Republican governor sets a date for a special election. That could take months. Edward Lawrence, NBC News, Washington.
Plus, new developments on Roy Moore. President Trump tweeting this, quote, Democrats' refusal to give even one vote for massive tax cuts is why we need Republican Roy Moore to win in Alabama. President Trump endorsed Moore, which prompted the Republican National Committee to restore its support for him. Moore is the Republican nominee for a seat in the Senate. He is facing multiple allegations of sexual misconduct. And Netflix is cutting ties with a star on its show, The Ranch. Danny Masterson is facing multiple allegations of sexual assault. The streaming service will write him out of the show. You may also recognize him. He is from that 70s show. Remember that one? 4 women say Masterson raped them in the early 2000s. Masterson is denying the allegations. Well, there is something you can do if you or someone you know has been assaulted. Veronica's Voice is a Kansas City nonprofit that focuses on sexual assault and trafficking. They suggest employers review sexual harassment policies twice a year. You should be able to find them in the employee handbook. If policies do not exist, the employer should set up zero tolerance policies. You should be able to go to Human Resources to report a complaint. If there is not an HR person at your job or you don't feel comfortable, go to the board of directors. Veronica's Voice also recommends you seek support from a counselor or a trusted friend. If something happens, know that it is not your fault. Today, a crowd is divided outside of the Supreme Court. One side says a baker has the right to refuse service to a same-sex couple if it violates his religious beliefs. He didn't want to bake them a cake. While the other side believes the baker, Jack Phillips, is discriminating.
This has never been about a cake. And this isn't about weddings. This is about freedom.
Phillips' attorney argues saying speech is protected by the First Amendment.
Creating them allow me to use my artistic vision to create works of art that are beautiful and distinctive and that mark the beginning of something sacred.
Justice Anthony Kennedy asked what doors this will open while also concerned about protecting Phillips' religious rights. Justice is clearly wrestling with where to draw the line here. The decision expected sometime before the court adjourns in June. We'll, of course, stay on top of it. Now new at 6:30, Missouri's reputation in illegal drug manufacturing is changing, and it's for the better. The state is no longer ranked #1 in meth production. The efforts of lawmakers and the Highway Patrol have managed to limit the sale of drugs.
They may stop a vehicle that has, kilos of cocaine coming out of California. So those guys, they're just out working, specifically looking for those drugs traveling across our state.
There are now 7 other states ahead of Missouri in the meth producing category. Indiana is now ranked first. A unique type of currency is revamping the way we pay. We'll tell you how Bitcoin is now being used. And pre-ordering your food, the company now putting more technology at your fingertips.
Snow to the north, rain to the south. What lies ahead for Kansas City? We will take a look.